Hello guys. Now in this video we're going to be focused on vertical shrinks and vertical stretching of a graph. Now it says consider the function defined by y equals f of x and let a represent a positive real number. If a is a number greater than 1, then the graph of y equals to a times f of x is the graph of y equals f of x stretched vertically by a factor of a. Basically, you're going to multiply each of those y values by a. Now, if the value of a is a number between 0 and 1, then the graph of y equals to a times f of x is the graph of y equals f of x shrunk vertically by a factor of a. Regardless, you're still going to multiply each y value by a. So if you're shrinking or you're stretching the graph, you must multiply each y coordinate by the value of a. And we're going to do that in this case. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to graph the function f of x equals to the absolute value of x. And now if you go back to your parent functions, right? When we have f of x equals to the absolute value of x, it gives a table of x and y. So -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. And the shape makes a V. So 0, 0, we have 1, 1, we have 2, 2. Let's connect those coordinates. We have -1, 1, -2, 2. Okay. And that is y equals, well, the f of x equals the absolute value of x. Now, in this case, we have f of x equals to 2 times the absolute value of x. So in this case, we can say that a equals to 2. And if you notice, the 2 is being multiplied to the function, which is going to follow this rule right here. If there is a number being multiplied to the outside of the function, you're going to stretch that function by a factor of a. Basically, you're going to multiply each y coordinate by a. So I'm going to take this graph that I did up here, right? And what I'm going to do is to graph this one, I'm going to multiply each y coordinate by a. So multiply each y value by 2. So in this case, I'm going to do that. So we have 2 times 2, which is 4. So now we have the coordinate for the next graph, which is going to be -2, 4. Do the same thing. Multiply the next y coordinate by 2. So 2 times 1, which is 2. Now you have the coordinate of -1, 2. Multiply the next y coordinate by 2. So 2 times 0 is 0. The coordinate is still going to be 0, 0. We have 1, 1. So we're going to multiply that y coordinate also by 2. So 2 times 1, which is 2. It's going to be the coordinate of x is 1, y is 2. Multiply that y coordinate by 2. 2 times 2 is 4. We have the coordinate now of 2, 4. We multiply each y coordinate by the parent function by the factor of a, and a is 2. So that's what we did here. Now, when we graph this coordinates, we have the coordinates of 0, 0, 1, 2, and 2, 4. We have -1, 2, -2, 4. And the graph has been stretched, as you see, because it looks more narrow. F of x equals 2 times the absolute value of x. Okay, I'm going to reset this, because we're going to graph one more. And now the last one we're going to graph is going to be f of x equals to 1/2 times the absolute value of x. Now remember, it says here, the second part of the definition, if a is a value that's between 0 and 1, because 1/2 is between 0 and 1, the graph will be shrunk vertically by a factor of a. You're still going to multiply each y value by a. You must do that. So here, in this case, a is 1/2. So we're going to multiply each y value by 1/2. And I'm going to do that up here. So now we're going to multiply each of those y values by 1/2. So x is -2. Instead of us having 2, it's going to be 2 times, or rather 1/2 times 2. Half of 2 is just 1. We have 1/2 times 1, which is just going to be 1/2. We have 1/2 times 0, which is still 1/2. 1/2 times 1 is still going to be 1/2. I'm going to put 0 here. My apologies, because 1/2 times 0 is 0. 1/2 times 1 is just 1/2. And half of 2 is 1. And our coordinates are going to be -2, 1, -1, 1/2, 0, 0, 1, 1/2, and 2, 1. And if you notice, the x coordinates stay the same. The y changes. So now I'm going to graph that. We have 0, 0. We have 1, 1/2. So 1, that's going to go in the middle. 1/2 right here. We're going to have 2, 1. So put that right here. We have -1, 1/2. So now -1, 1/2 goes right here. And we have -2, 1. So -2, 1 goes right here. Excuse the awkward drawing. This is f of x equals to 1/2 times the absolute value of x. Alright guys, this is about a 9-minute video, but I hope you guys understand what it means to perform the transformations of the functions. If you noticed here, when I did the first one, that's a parent function. When it came to the second one, I multiplied each y value by 2. And in the last one, I multiplied each y value by 1/2, therefore stretching the function vertically. Hope that made sense. Please remember, it is a vertical stretch or vertical shrink when you are multiplying a value to the function. All right, guys, see you soon.